Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, and the host for the Network Marketing Insider. I want to thank you very much for joining us. Again, I'm bringing on guests to provide value to you, to help you to understand how to utilize this platform as far as network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing. And a lot of people have these myths out there. I want to kind of share that those myths are going away. We are doing great things through these models. Housekeeping. If you're tuning in live, please drop a comment, hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. If you're listening to one of the podcast verticals, definitely give us a review at the end. Share. And throughout the conversation, drop a favorite emoji every couple minutes if you're with us the entire time. And please be with us for at least, 25 minutes. You're going to know and gain some massive value, take some notes, etc. Before I bring on my guest, I want to share something. So if you haven't already, go right here. You have to take a look at Got Backup. A lot of you have Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox. You're paying $9.99 for 2 terabytes of storage. You get for $9.97 with Got Backup 6 terabytes for 6 separate accounts. Guys, it's a no-brainer. You can also, and it talks about the security, you have the ability to never lose those loving pictures and videos you might have had in the past. You have no contract. Again, make sure you take a look at this. The link is in the description. You have up to 6 devices and if you pay it in full, you get 2 months free, $99.97. And one step further, if you want to become a reseller, you can actually do that as well. So it's all part of affiliate marketing, network marketing. And let me bring on my next guest. I met through social media. Let me just pop this and bring him in here. What's going on, Jef? How are you, man?
Fantastic, my brother Shawn. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you, sharing your platform with me and giving me the opportunity to speak to some of your audience and share some wisdom, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate what you're doing. I saw the value that you're bringing on the daily. It's like some people, I do a lot of video. I've been doing video since 2018. Literally, since 2018, I've been doing video.
Okay.
And how it has changed my business, my life, how it has changed a lot of things. So I know it's going to help those that are watching. What we're doing is a powerful thing, and you're doing it daily. Before we get into some of those things, can you share why you got into network marketing in, maybe at the beginning steps?
Man, that's a great question, and it's sort of a funny story in my case. So I'm going to back up all the way to, I'm involved in network marketing now, but I would say it actually was brought to my attention back in 2008 when I graduated college, Payne College in Augusta, Georgia, with my accounting degree. And it was funny, if you remember what was happening in 2008 with the economy, it wasn't the best time to be, I guess, coming out of college, fresh, looking for a job with really no skills, but the education. So, it was hard finding a job entry level. And I got introduced to, I guess you can call it direct sales, network marketing, product based, just sales. But at the time, network marketing was never mentioned. It was a business opportunity. And they said, hey, we're looking for people that have 3 things: a student mentality, a work ethic, and a positive attitude. I just graduated. I had a positive attitude, and that student mentality is there. If I could graduate with an accounting degree, and the work ethic, you can't see unless you give me a shot. So I came in ready to go. And that was my first ever experience with, network marketing, direct sales. And it was great. It really changed my perspective on what the real world and work was about. So that started off with DARE America, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, if you remember that program. And it moved over to another program called FW1, Fast Wax 1. And that was pretty much where I got my opportunity to be the owner, be the boss, do the hiring, do the interviewing, run the show, if you will. But it all started with Dare America, learning a 5-step to a conversation, learning about things like law of averages, you know, Fuji factors, all of the different marketing tactics that, you know, are taught in different industries. But here I am learning these things and standing at, you know, gas stations or Walmarts, doing the repetition, working it out. Right. So it was great. It was great.
Working those laws of averages, man, just plugging
Absolutely.
away, dealing with rejection. How were you able to deal with that rejection early on? What were some things you might have been taught or you picked up on that we can share for those that are watching?
That's a great question, man. And I think when it comes to rejection, it's all about mindset and individual perspective. Because one of the things that I learned, first of all, I have an accounting degree. When I'm standing in front of Walmart, right? The people that are talking to me have no clue. I'm not telling them, hey, I'm, you know, this educated guy and I just happen to be standing here. So if you know who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're not going to let what anybody says take you off the path, right? So that rejection is going to come and it's going to come. But one of the things that I was told that wasn't so easy for me to wrap my head around when I got started doing this was that they said, hey, Jef, this is a marketing system and we're going to teach you a marketing system. So don't go out here and try to sell stuff because we're not doing sales. But the more you sell, the more money you're able to generate and make. So that message was confusing to me. And
a lot of confusion for lots. Yes.
Right. And for the longest time, I struggled with it. But when I understood what they meant, which was if you do the marketing and you do it correctly and effectively, the sales will automatically happen. You don't need to sell. So focus on the system and the 5 steps to the conversation and just work your law of averages and it'll happen for you if you're doing it correctly. And if you're not doing it correctly, we can see where you're messing it up and help you. So then I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm not trying to sell. I just need to follow this system. So that helped me when I'm out there talking to people. I'm not looking at whether they're saying yes or no and getting my feelings hurt. I'm just working on my ability to use this system effectively and consistently. That's it. So when you focus on that, then you become, hey, we got the little one, little princess.
You got here. One of mine. She wants to make a cameo.
Awesome. That's it, man. How you doing, young lady?
Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, having that gift of gab is great. You mentioned
Yep.
the 5 steps to a conversation.
Yep.
Let's go into that. Can you share a little, if not Cliff Notes version, just go into
I would love to. I would love
providing
to.
value. I think we talked about we can share how to make $1 million with somebody and nobody will follow that formula. So let's challenge people. Let's challenge them.
And it's funny that you said that because this conversation that I'm going to break down, we were actually running $1 million company, $1 million plus at a gas station with a can of wax and 2 rags and a couple of guys with this 5-step conversation. We would make on average 20 grand a week with what I'm about to share here. And so many people missed it because they were so focused on what you were just saying, the sales or maybe the rejection, and they couldn't move past that. But step 1, really simply is introduction, right? So now what are we doing? Smiling, eye contact. We got a little energy and enthusiasm. That's really what the introduction is. When you meet a random stranger, especially if you're at a gas station, you have to have the ability to say hello, a big wave from a distance. You smile at them, you say hello, and you have eye contact and you're enthused because you're doing a promotion. So that was it. So introduction could be something like, oh man, that's a nice hat. I love it. Where'd you get it? But with a smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm. Or it could be as basic as, hey, happy Monday. How are you? With a smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm. If you didn't have those things, then you were missing part of the step. The second step was a short story. So the introduction is number 1. The short story is number 2. What we're doing with the short story is simply telling them who, what, and why, right? So who are we? I like to say, hey, we're FW1, right? Or we're Dare America. What are we doing? We're doing a huge promotion. And the reason I said a huge promotion was because we had a small table with a banner and some stuff on the table. But I said it's a huge promotion because there's 10, 20 of them going on around the country, not just this one, because we're organized and we're hitting up different places. It's big, but you're only seeing one table here. But we're doing this for number of people in different communities to help Dare America nationwide, right? So you had to really paint the picture with your words. Who, what, why? We're here with FW1. We're here with Dare America. What are we doing? We're doing a huge promotion, either to help people see this product that, you know, NASCAR racers are using to keep their cars clean. And since you don't go to the NASCAR races, that's why we're here doing this promotion, so you can get a free demonstration as you get your gas, right? So either that, or, hey, we're here in front of Walmart doing this free gift exchange, so that way when you help purchase one of these big books for your little princess there, a portion of the proceeds go to keep Dare in schools nationwide, so that they can keep coming to her schools and helping her understand the harmful effects of drugs, alcohol, violence, and all that stuff. That's what we're doing here. So you give us a gift, we give you a gift, and we keep doing this thing and we keep it going. So step 3 is the presentation. All we're doing at that point is putting the big book in your hand so that you can grab it, look at it, feel it, touch it, right? Or putting that can of wax in your hand so that you can get excited as you see it cleaning your car as I'm doing the demonstration. So the presentation, the acronym was PITH, put in the hand. That's all we did. Put it in their hand, take it out of their hand, put it back in their hand, just play a little game. Because what do people want when you, or what do people think when you give it to them? It's theirs, right? Yeah, it is yours. I want you to take it, but here, give it back to me. Until you give me the money for it, it's mine. So we would play these games back and forth. And then when we got to the fourth part of this conversation was the close, right? Always be closing. So when you're in sales, you're really selling. When you're in marketing, you're marketing. So the difference, understanding the difference was key. And one of the things that I will tell anybody who's in sales or who's in marketing, if you're in sales, understand what you're doing. We were marketing, right? So we wouldn't tell them the price of whatever it was that was on the table. We would try to make them ask us what the price was, because we did such a good job of explaining what we were doing over there. They just wanted to buy. And if we left them without telling them the price, they'd be like, wait. Well, how much is it? Oh, I forgot. Silly me. I'm just marketing. I'm not selling. But since you asked, here's what it is. And by the way, we take debit, credit, cash too. How'd you want to pay? Matter of fact, follow me back to the table. Let me just get your package wrapped up and put a bow on it. And it was really conversational, because that's the way that we were taught to do it. And it makes sense because it's less pressure and people don't want to be pressured. But if it makes sense, the activity that you're doing, and they want to support it, naturally they will ask you, well, how much is it? I mean, you told me everything but the price. Oh, since you're interested, this is what it is. And then now when I tell them the price, I'm closing them and assuming the sale and walking them back to my table before they've said, all right, let's go. I tell them, let's go. And then they follow me, or they give me the objection of why they can't go. And I see if I can overturn it, or I move on. So my numbers game is more important than selling. Playing the numbers game and talking to the people was the activity that got you the results you were looking for. But if somebody took your attitude away, then you wouldn't be talking to more people, and you couldn't work that numbers game. So you'd be sitting on the curb like this, what we called curb ass, you know?
Wow. That's great stuff, man. That's fire.
And step 5 was the rehash. Rehash just simply means, it's an acronym that says, remember, everyone has another sale hidden. So when you got somebody that says, hey, you told them, hey, debit, credit, cash, how'd you want to pay? Matter of fact, come on back. Let me show you what you're getting. And you get them back to your table. You say, hey, we're doing a t-shirt, for example, Dare America. We have these Dare t-shirts. They're normally $25 on the website. But today, you pick them up, we'll give it to you for $20. And when you pick one up, we'll actually throw in a second one for free, so you can give it to a friend, your spouse, whoever. Be a walking billboard, promote the positive message, so you get 2 for $20. We take debit, credit, cash. How do you want to do it? That person says, I'll put it on my card. Here's that. Matter of fact, you know, I'm almost done for my day. These last 2 t-shirts help me out. Do you mind grabbing the big book? Because I see you got your daughter with you. That big book she might like, you know, and you could read to, that helps, you know. And they grabbed the big book. Awesome. Hey, you know, I have this water bottle too. Since it's getting hot outside, you know, if you guys go camping, it might be good to just store. And again, positive message, Dear America. Did you want to just help me get this? All right. And if they keep saying yes, why would I stop? Because every yes that I get, I don't know when the next one's coming. So we're taught to try to maximize every yes by rehashing. Remember, everyone has another sale hitting, but we all know if we don't ask, we won't receive, right? So some people might be scared to ask. Some people make more money because they ask.
That's fire, man. It's something that a lot of people don't realize. It's just having those conversations, finding those pain points. And then if you have opportunities, you're going to, you know, lead into other areas when you can. So
absolutely.
Now, when you've been doing this, I want to go and how that's the live stuff that Jeff's been doing, you know, the in-person stuff. What are some things you're doing on social that has allowed you to build your personal brand to, you know, generate leads to create sales?
Man, you know, that's a good question too. I am, believe it or not, I wouldn't say I'm a social guru, or I have so many contacts that I've gotten from social, but I have managed to meet some really interesting people on social. And I'm going to start with this gentleman named Rodney, who I met maybe 2019, who introduced me to another opportunity that I'm taking advantage of now. And it was crazy the way that this meeting happened. He actually, similar to Mr. Camden, reaching out and maybe connecting us the way that he connected with both of us. It was a similar situation, but it wasn't direct. It was more of a post that just was put out. And from that post, we connected because what was shared on the post, in my opinion, was valuable. So I said, hey, let me reach out to this person, because it's easier to have a conversation versus sending messages back and forth and trying to figure out what this person's talking about and what they're doing. So boom, we got on Facebook Messenger, and he shared information with me, and I'm like, wow, this is so awesome. How do I get started? And 2 years later, we've been in business and helping people. The same way that Mr. Camden contacted me, and here we are talking and doing an episode and providing more value. I've had several meetings like this just from putting out one piece of content here, another piece of content there, but just following up with people that are commenting and saying things that are positive and that seem like they align with what your messaging is and what you're looking to put out there. Same thing with you. When me and Camden got a chance to talk, and he mentioned that he was on a podcast and sharing information, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I want to share some information with the audience on a podcast, but I just don't know anyone doing it. And what did he do? Connect us. And not even a week later, here we are putting out the information and sharing. So there's so much power, I think, in just relationship building and doing it intentionally because you want to share. Everyone gets it confused and thinks that everyone's trying to sell them something. But the reality is, I think people really miss out on opportunities and keep themselves poor. Again, passing over opportunities repeatedly poor, right? Because they're not focused on just listening to the message. They always feel like maybe there's a hidden agenda. So let me keep my antennas up, and they're missing the value that people like you and I are trying to maybe share.
It's funny how social media works. It's because, you know, you put something out there, you want to share, and it's something that if people take you up on it, it allows others to learn from you. And my little guy wants to come make an appearance.
Hey, let's get it.
Alexander, say hi. Say hi.
What's up? Isn't it crazy how social media allows us to be so close yet far away and just shrinks the world, man? This is
Right.
awesome.
It
This
allows
is
people
awesome
to,
stuff.
it's funny. You have a meeting at a Dunkin' Donuts, a Starbucks, a Panera Bread. You have to drive there. You have to buy something. You sit there, and then sometimes that person doesn't show up,
Right.
and now you just wasted your time. You went to a coffee shop this morning. Maybe this time you had a meeting, and someone bails on you last minute. I almost bailed on us, right? You have to, but with this, it allows you to pick up. Hey, do you want to hop on and do a this, or you want to just have a call? You could
Right.
just provide value because everyone has a story, and everyone has the fear of public speaking. Oh, I can't do it. What happens if I say the wrong thing? Well, we're human beings, right? So
Exactly.
they want to know, like, and trust us. That's why marketing on social media is so powerful. You have to
Absolutely.
do it consistently. How has you do the lives every day? Can you share why you started and how has it been, since you started?
Man, that's a great question. And part of the reason that I got started with the lives was just to throw something new in my morning routine. So about 2 years ago, I've been doing one almost every day for 2 years. And the funny thing is, the gentleman I talked about earlier that shared with me the opportunity that I'm involved in taking advantage of now, we have a challenge that we do within our group, right? And that challenge is really just our team challenge for us to grow as a team and do things that normally we might not do, but we know that they're beneficial to do. So
Yes.
kind of like having an accountability partnership within our group to say, hey, look, what are we going to do? And no one tells us what it is we're going to do for the challenge, but there's elements to the challenge. Like, for example, relationship building. It's one of the things people are scared to do, getting on video, right? So for me, I was like, let me make that part of my routine to just get on video and share in the morning every day. And we started out, it was a 30 or it was a 60 or 90-day challenge just
Yes.
around the holiday we did 2 years ago. And we did it. The challenge was over, but I was like, I'm going to keep doing this live because, for one, it became like a habit. So it's a good habit to form, right? And like you said, if we're sharing information, that allows people to know, like, and trust this. So I've gotten a lot of interaction, not only from people that I know, but people that I don't know, just from sharing these lives and sharing the information in the morning. And it takes nothing to do it.
Yes.
Every day I might have an experience that somebody else may be able to benefit from, a lesson that I learned from that experience. So I just jump on live and I say, hey, let me share this thing about what happened yesterday and how I looked at it, what my perception was about X, Y, and Z, or A, B, and C. And somebody might be going through a similar situation and watch that live and say, man, thanks for sharing, Jef. And that's if I can help somebody with my perspective or an idea to solve a problem that they might be dealing with, then it's all worth it. And I don't know who's watching or who's not watching or who's going to catch a replay of it later. So I put it out there every day. And as you saw when you looked at my profile, there's videos on videos, because to me, it's just like I just do one every day. And if I don't do it, I feel like, man, I'm missing something, right?
That's a habit, like Jef was saying, doing it every day. People, and you've done it over 2 years. So it's a consistency. You're persistent. You might have had days maybe you were sick, you're not feeling up to it, but you still did it. Why the hell would you not want to get behind whatever Jeff's involved with? That's what's funny to me. People are like, always when you present an opportunity, listen, I have this new opportunity, like got backup or something else. And I'm like, oh, you should get involved. And they watch what I'm doing. They watch what you're doing. Why would you not want to get involved? Because the leading that we're doing from the trainings we've had, the mentorships we've had, the relationship building that we're continuously doing, it's a no-brainer. And
it is.
It's a fear. People are afraid to do it. And I applaud you for doing it, man. Over 2 years, I've done like the 30-day, 60-day kind of challenge. I created my own ones.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. People, there's a 5-day challenge I went through recently, and and I know the top one that created it, and they're like, not many people go through the 5 days. It's like, wait a minute. It's interesting to me is, why can't you commit? People complain they don't have money, they don't have the time to do extra things, but you can get the strategy to make extra money, have a side income, side hustle, but you just don't want to put the time in it. They don't want it. The burning desire is not there, right?
They're not hungry. And it's, I had a conversation with 2 gentlemen yesterday, and it's interesting. Exactly what you were saying, what you're talking about is what we were talking about. Some people legitimate are hungry, and some people are just really trying to figure things out, and they're dipping their toe in the water, but they're not really hungry, right?
Tentative, very tentative. Yeah,
that's the difference. Hang on one second. My wife's gonna use the blender to blend her milkshake, so it's gonna get loud.
Health is wealth, right?
This is true. This is true.
Rock it. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I find more and more today. And also what's interesting is, with the economy doing whatever it's doing, right? And the election coming up, there's a lot of people that want to focus on the outside and what's going on. One of the biggest things that I'm a believer of is, if anything is going to change for you in your situation, it has to start with you in your situation. You have to be the one to change here before you look at, who the president is, or, any party or whatever. All of that stuff is irrelevant if you're not together. And I feel too many people are focused on outside versus what they need to be working on and what they have control of,
I totally agree. And it's something that finding the whys are the key thing for most people. I always tell people, you don't grow up, you don't mature until you have kids. Because when you start having to take care of another living human being and make sure, because it's funny, you go to the hospital, the baby comes out, you're in there for 1 or 2 days now, they take the baby, you can get some rest. When you come home, it's just you and your wife or significant other, and it's like, holy, how are we going to deal with this?
Yeah.
And it's a struggle, it's a challenge, and you work through it. And it's something that now it makes you grow up, and now you push harder. You want a legacy, you want to have, but I love to work, but I work so I can live. There's a difference there, right?
That's it. And a lot of times I think some people have stopped dreaming or lost their dream, and life has beat the dream out of them. So the minute it's almost like in our society, opportunity is synonymous with scam, So yeah. when you present an opportunity, people scam alerts go up, or antennas go up, because, oh man, he used the word opportunity.
Yes.
I need to pay extra close attention now, because any moment I'm going to see the scam, and if they don't see it, then it goes into almost like, well, let me go do some research about what I just heard, and the research is never ending if it ever happens, so it's just, or let me look for all the negative things I can find to make sure that my initial feeling about this was right. So I'm not going to do it because I found this negative thing about this opportunity that so-and-so brought to me. And really, for that negative thing, there might have been 10 positive things, but you weren't looking for it. So you completely missed out.
It's so true. A lot of people, I've done that too. You can market, hey, is this company a scam? And you go into detail. People use that to pitch their next opportunity. They say, oh, look at this, this, and this. All right, but I have this that's even better. And they
right.
use, because the people research the negativity instead of actually getting it from somebody that they trust.
Or that's doing the thing, right? It's crazy. So many times people look for advice and try to get advice for something that Shawn's doing from somebody that's not doing what Shawn's doing. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't, and I always use this analogy all the time and people laugh, but I'm like, it's true. It's like when you are sick, do you go to your mechanic and ask your mechanic to diagnose the issue? Like, it makes no sense. People look at you like you're crazy. You'd look at yourself crazy if you said that out loud. So why would you, when you get an opportunity presented to you that involves money and business, you go talk to somebody that has no business sense and probably no money, and you expect them to give you the advice? So it's comical.
Dude, this has been amazing opportunity working and collaborating with you. I love this part right now, this piece of the conversation. Are there any final thoughts you can share with those that are watching, that can, those golden nuggets, whatever's in that mind of yours, drop it right now. Love to hear the authenticity of those final thoughts of what we've gone over, etc.
Man, so one of the biggest things that I'm in right now, the place that I'm in with everything that we're talking about, the reason that we're on here was because of a collaboration, or just being open to speak to Mr. Camden, and then having a great conversation with him led to bringing you up and what you guys did together, which led me to say, man, that'd be awesome. I would love to meet this guy and jump on his platform and share some of mine. And he said, awesome. And not even 24 hours later, we're connected. I'm waking up to messages going already. And I'm like, awesome. Let me jump in the thread and keep this thing going. And here we are, because like-minded people came together and just connected to provide value. So like you said earlier, everybody has a story, and I don't care where you came from, what the background, what the story is, good, bad, ugly, and different. It doesn't matter. Somebody somewhere right now needs to hear your story, because it's going to give them a perspective that they're missing. And that perspective is what they're looking for, to be able to either make the decision or change the decision that they're making right now to make it a better one. But if you don't share that story, if you don't share that experience that you've had, then it doesn't help that person. And that's where sometimes I know the things that I've been through, for example, sharing with you about the 5 steps to a conversation. I can literally teach the 5 steps to a bunch of salespeople, and I know somebody will get value from it for sure. So if I keep that and never share that, I'm selfish. And I look at that with everything that I'm doing, the information that I have that I could share with people. If I don't share it, why was it given to me? Right. And that's where I think everyone is so special and unique that they have something to give. And sometimes people are probably walking around thinking what I have to give is not valuable enough. Don't believe that. Don't believe that lie. Even if it's you telling yourself that lie, I'm here to tell you somebody needs it. Just share it. Like Shawn was saying, get on video, get on audio, put it out there somewhere, and somebody's going to find it and say, thank you. I can't tell you how many times I almost didn't share with somebody. And when I did, the amount of gratitude they had for me sharing that information, I was like, wow, imagine if I didn't say anything. So it gives me more fuel and more fire the next time I think about sharing something, and I'm maybe thinking about, man, should I do it? Should I not? Think about that last person, how grateful they were. All right, cool. I'm sharing it. Whether or not they receive it or not, I did my part. I shared it. I didn't hold it back. So that's what I would say. Share, share, share. And don't go into, even if you know that sales are going to be the thing that makes you the money and you're looking for it, don't go after the sale. Go after connecting, relationship building, and just understand that the sale will come as a result of doing all those other things right.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Alexander is like, that was fire, right? We're gonna have, and I hope everyone that's tuning in, if you're just tuning in now, wait till this uploads and get it from the beginning, because there's massive golden nuggets. Definitely take a look at the description and reach out to Jef, connect with him, take a look at his content, collaborate. If you do collaborate, definitely drop a comment. I'd love to see that, who's connecting with who.
Absolutely.
Jump in here real quick.
Hey, we got the fam.
Say awesome. Hi. And for everyone else that's out there, we appreciate you being with us today.
Absolutely.
And until the next one, keep plugging away. Send us messengers, send us calls. Jef, set up a couple people that might be interested in being in the spot right where you are.
Absolutely.
And, Jef, stick around for 1 minute right after this. Everyone else, have an
We'll see
awesome
ya.
rest of your day.
Make it a great day, guys.